Hello, everybody. This is President Donald Trump. I don't smoke and I don't drink, but there's a fantastic show called Liquid Lunch, and their sponsor is Question Tequila, and it's hosted by John Tobacco. Booze, cigarettes, tobacco, it's all here with great insight on politics, culture, and everything else. Tune in every day to Liquid Lunch.
Hey, welcome back. It's a Thirsty Thursday at Liquid Lunch. And before we get to Evan Sayet, the conservative comedian, there's a new one. Breaking news just in. We've been keeping you updated on Overstock.com, a company where the CEO was a good friend, former business associate. Breaking news is the stock was halted earlier in the day, and this just in. Dr. Patrick Byrne, who revealed a couple of weeks ago that he was at the center of the Russia probe as an agent and an asset for the FBI, has now resigned as CEO of Overstock.com. Jonathan Johnson, longtime board member, CEO of subsidiary Medici Ventures, takes over as interim CEO. Jonathan Johnson's a fine, great manager, was the general counsel and board member for years, 17 years of service at Overstock, knows it well, knows the blockchain space well. But breaking news, Patrick Byrne resigns as CEO and board member of Overstock.com. On that news, the stock up over $3. We'll keep you posted on that. But now Frankie's back and joining us on Skype.
Back in black, baby.
He's black, all black, triple black.
Right.
And
like Johnny Cash.
Joining us via Skype is Evan Sayet. Evan, thanks for joining us. We got a friend of the show, Scott Lebedo. He's a conservative artist. There's not many of them. So tell us what goes into being a conservative comedian.
Well, first of all,
can he hear us? His audio is not working.
Yeah, we're not hearing. We're not hearing
Evan. We're experiencing technical difficulties.
All right, so
please
Evan,
stand by.
We'll see if we can make this work.
Let's see if we can get Evan on a good, clean one. But Frank, to go back to the breaking news.
Yeah, so you're going to have to explain this to us, John. Why would the resignation of a CEO, now we've talked a bit about Patrick Byrne, most recently when he talked about dating Maria Butina, who they claim was a Russian spy, and ultimately put her in prison for not filling out a form. And, we talked about him at that point. I know you go back with him a long time and have worked with him over the years. Why would the resignation of CEO cause the stock price to go up? Well,
Patrick has many interests, and he's probably one of the brightest guys you're ever going to meet. You know, bachelor's in finance from Dartmouth, and then a master's in mathematical philosophy, logic from Cambridge, and then his doctorate from Stanford. So this guy, his horizons are so broad that sometimes the investing public has said that he's distracted from the core business, which is e-commerce. And some of the larger investors, now that he's taken a big interest in the cryptocurrency and the blockchain, some of the larger investors in the e-commerce parent have felt that, maybe someone needs to be more focused on the core business. And I think now with all this Russiagate stuff coming out, I think it's really a distraction to a really good growing company, growth company. And I think investors are kind of relieved. Hey, we love Patrick. He's a visionary. He's a leader. He brought us to here, to, I don't want to go into Wayne Allen Root territory, but he brought us to the mountain. You know what I'm saying? And now I think the investors say, okay, the CEO is going to focus on his own life, and someone's going to be daily focused 7 days a week on running Overstock.com.
But no doubt about it. We wish him the best of luck.
Not that he wasn't running it, but I'm saying the man has a lot on his plate.
Right, I get it. All right, we're going to try one more time to reconnect with former Democrat, now conservative, comedian Evan Sayet. Evan, can you hear us okay?
I can hear you. I'm hoping you can hear me.
Yeah, you sound great. So John mentioned that you're a conservative comedian. Do you guys have your meetings at a phone booth somewhere?
There are so many more of us than
All right. Clearly, it's not meant to be.
Alrighty. This is part of his act. This
we're
guy.
gonna have
It's
to
not
get
even that funny.
Yeah, you know, he's doing that intentionally.
Yeah, he's doing it on purpose.
I don't blame him. It's funny. All right, now, so we'll have Evan back on a future show when we can invest in a better Skype connection for him. But I do want to go back to the story we led the top of the show with, which is the media firestorm surrounding Donald Trump's praise of Wayne Allen Root. Wayne Allen Root called him the King of Israel, and Chris Ruddy was on with Chris Cuomo last night. And keep in mind, Chris Ruddy has a lot of different personalities on his network. Heaven forbid he had to be answerable to the things that you say on a daily basis.
Oh, my God.
But this was Chris Cuomo and Chris Ruddy last night on CNN.
Let's just tick through some of these.
Well, before we do it, Wayne Root, I've never heard him described as a conspiracy theorist. He's been a broadcaster, best-selling author for many years, so this was news. And he didn't say anything that was over the top. He praised the president.
Called him the king of the Jews?
Well, he said as a Jew, I think he was saying it
but he's not
tongue-in-cheek.
Right?
Well, you should ask him his religious belief. I don't ask my people.
I wasn't going to ask you to defend him, but you're bringing it up.
No, but my point is, he's
about President Obama.
Not a far right. I wouldn't say he's a far right conspiracy theorist.
He's a birther.
Well, there's people that believe it. I disagree. I believe that Obama was born in the United States. Some people believe.
No.
I don't think that's far right conspiracy theory.
What else is it? If that you're saying that Obama wasn't born in this country and it's not a far right conspiracy, what is it?
I don't believe it's a conspiracy theory. It took Obama, 5 years to release his birth certificate. Had he released it like other presidential candidates, it wouldn't have been an issue.
This guy won't even release his taxes, this president.
Well,
and you're saying that Obama had some litmus test of proving his citizenship?
The president said that he will release it when the audit is done.
Chris Cuomo used the F word 24 times in 3 minutes because somebody called him Fredo. And now his idea of substantive conversation about the news is to go back and relitigate the Obama birther scandal. Now, we don't. And by the way, this is a guy who called himself Fredo.
That's right.
Listen to this very quickly before we go to break. This is Chris Cuomo calling himself Fredo 9 years ago.
Well, see, I've dubbed it La Cuomo Nostra. That there is a group of people, of politicos, who always hint that they might run but don't necessarily plunge all the way. And they are members of La Cuomo Nostra.
So who am I then, Fredo?
Yes. Exactly. So you better be careful that your brother Andrew doesn't kiss you on both cheeks and then all of a sudden they take you out into the middle of the lake and then, where's Chris?
He kisses me plenty, but because he's a great big brother. I think that in fairness to Andrew and really anybody who comes from a family of service, I think you got to judge everybody individually.
Individually, I would say there's not a much better comparison than Chris Cuomo and Fredo. You're watching Liquid Lunch. Back after this.